On the news tonight, 35 rep members seek rotational presidency, single tenure of 6 years, others. National Hajj Commission concludes airlift of intending pilgrims to Saudi Arabia. Plus, INEC gives assurance of free, fair Ondo and Edo governorship elections. Hello, good evening, and thanks for joining us on Channel 12 News tonight. My name is Idaresit Abeokuta. The Ogun State government has lined up activities to mark this year's Democracy Day on Wednesday, June 12. A statement by the Secretary to the State Government, Tokunbo Talabi, said that a special memorial prayer will hold at the family house of the late Chief Moshood Kashimawo Olawale Abiola at Ojagbo, Bagura, Abeokuta by 8 a.m. This will be followed by a commemorative lecture with the theme June 12, Defining Moments in the Democratic Development in Nigeria, to be delivered by a public affairs analyst, Mr. Richard Akinola, beginning from 10 a.m. at the Hubert Gunde Hall, June 12 Cultural Center, Kuto in Abeokuta. A group of 35 lawmakers in the House of Representatives seeking the support of Nigerians for several constitution alteration bills proposing single tenure of 6 years for the president and state governors. At the press briefing on the bills, spokesperson for the group known as Reform-Minded Lawmakers, Ikeagwonu Ugochinyere, says part of the reforms being proposed are rotation of executive powers among the 6 geopolitical zones to ensure equal representation, as well as constitutional amendments to create the office of 2 vice presidents from the southern and northern parts of Nigeria. The political and electoral bills, which have passed first reading as Green Chamber, also propose that all elections be held on the same day, while electronic transmission of results be made compulsory.
Single tenure for the presidency and single tenure for the governorship 6 years, removing the billions we spend in re-election and the uncertainty it brings to our electoral process, plus the corruption it also brings. And also, we are seeking for all elections to be conducted in one day, reducing the cost of conducting election, getting more citizens involved on election day, and reducing to the barest minimum the possibility of rigging, because you will have those interested in the presidency, in the governorship, in the state assembly, in the national assembly, in the local government, all turning up to vote for their different candidates. Each of the polling units will be populated, and that can help to provide a lot of defense. And we're also pushing for all pre-election matters to be settled 30 days before election to avoid a situation that people are sworn in and we are still in court on who is the candidate of that political party. And also that post-election litigation should focus only on the outcome of the election, not on the things that happen before the primaries.
The harrowing experience of going through court processes. After you are being sworn in, you will still be in court. Some people have spent 6 months before they were pushed out by the courts. We are now saying let all these processes be concluded before members are inaugurated or sworn in.
Nigerians to participate actively at the public hearing of the various bills to make their inputs. And moving on to judiciary matters, the ECOWAS Community Court sitting in Abuja has dismissed the suit filed by former National Security Advisor Sambo Dasuki, seeking an order compelling the federal government to enforce its verdict delivered in his favor on October 4, 2016. In his verdict, the Judge Rapporteur Sengi Koroma dismissed the application on the grounds that the court lacked jurisdiction to entertain or enforce the earlier judgment. Koroma held that the court was guided by laid-down procedures regarding the enforcement of its judgment as enshrined in the community law and the proper party to institute an enforcement failure claim. The court thereby held that having thoroughly assessed the claims and its constitutive text, it lacks the competence to adjudicate on the present claim. And moving on to electoral matters, the Edo and Ondo governorship elections coming up later this year will be free and fair, as lessons from the 2023 general elections have placed INEC on a sound footing. INEC National Commissioner and Board Chairman of the Electoral Institute, Professor Abdullahi Zuru, gave the assurance at the 2024 Abubakar Momo Memorial Lecture Series in Abuja. While commending INEC for the introduction of technology and other reforms in the electoral process, Kole Shetima of the MacArthur Foundation, however, reminded INEC of the challenges encountered during the 2023 general elections and appealed for improvement and proper monitoring of officials, especially security personnel on election duty, transport unions, and ad hoc staff.
With the recruitment, deployment, and practice of electoral election personnel. And this was captured very clearly if you look at the election report of INEC 2023.
It is important that our personnel for these elections are knowledgeable, skilled, and well-equipped with relevant competencies to handle the complexities and challenges of electoral process. Hence, high sense of professionalism among election personnel engendered by effective training cannot be overemphasized.
The Institute has developed e-training platforms. It is important to note that the Commission, in pursuit of its mission and vision, has prioritized the professionalism of its personnel towards achieving free, fair, credible, transparent, and inclusive elections.
And away from election matters, holistic implementation of laudable programs, consistency of agricultural policies, and prioritizing roads from farmlands to markets and cities, guests on Good Morning Nigeria say remains critical to attaining food security. They are also optimistic that boosting irrigation facilities for all-year farming will maximize food production in Nigeria. Lydia Sampson reports.
The states are the owners of land used for farming, meaning changing the narrative on food security and improving food affordability is largely domiciled with the states. The guests are emphatic that since private capital gravitates to opportunities, all the subnationals need to do is provide the enabling environment for farming and food production to attract off-takers and investors.
I never had a situation, perhaps so many years ago, where Nigeria had an equilibrium circumstance around food supply. It had always been a situation of much demand, outstripping supply.
Yes, local governments should have whatever is due to them. Why not? I mean, I come from Faskari. If you give the local government chairman only money to pay salaries and order, nothing to do anything, how are we going to see improvement? The local government should also be able to contribute. It should coalesce with the state government to improve the living conditions of the people.
Though the guests had also identified insecurity, flooding, corruption and subsidy removal as impacting food inflation, they believe with robust engagement and proactive measures, Nigerians can navigate and overcome the present food challenges.
There is a shortfall, whether anybody likes it or not. There's a gap. So this gap, what can happen? It has to be filled up. So emergency import, that's exactly what we're talking about.
Government should do everything to encourage, especially the research centers we have. Let them bring out better seeds. Let us bring input.
The guests reiterated the need for a robust storage and ensuring not just roads network to farmlands, but also rail systems as obtained in climes taking agriculture seriously. Nigeria, they noted, is not only producing food for itself, but also neighboring countries in view of the open market nature of the African continent. They suggested the scaling up of production of stable food identified in various zones of the country. In Abuja, Lydia Sampson, NTA News.
And Channel 12 News continues after this break. Please stay with us.
Where is Glory?
Excuse me, ma'am.
Glow! Where Glow now?
I did here.
No, Glow, don't go village. Tell all our customer, Abi.
Everybody pay attention. See, now Glow berekete 10x. Now he might they take tension my customers. Now they dash me 10 times the credits when I load. Or even summer me double data join.
Yeah. Wait, so with 1.5 when they give all of us, so you they enjoy up to
15,000 naira credit and data. And I say I never finish you. See, when I say if we enjoy, if we not join Glow berekete 10x, when I go get 1,000 naira welcome credit. You just carry your phone, dial *777#. Finish.
Glow, you don't win. Una see they here. Hello, please, I'm looking for Glow. Please save now Glow with they find. Now Glow with they go. Okay, so
enjoy 10 times the value of your recharge on Glow Berekete 10X. You also get 1,000 naira for calls and data and double data bonus on your subscription.
Welcome back and thank you for staying tuned. The National Hajj Commission of Nigeria has concluded the airlift of the intending pilgrims for the 2024 Hajj to Saudi Arabia. For the final flight has landed at the Prince Mohammed bin Abdulaziz International Airport, Medina, this afternoon. The flights carried 211 remaining pilgrims from FCT Abuja, Zamfara, Sokoto, Kebbi, Bauchi, and Niger states, as well as some officials. This marks the end of the 2024 Hajj outbound airlift to Makkah for the state quota pilgrims. The Hajj airlift exercise is hence completed 72 hours before the announcement of the deadline set by Saudi authorities for the season. The Hakon has also achieved 100% movement of the pilgrims to Medina pre-Arafat. And talking business news, currency in circulation hits 3.97 trillion in May as local refining proposes crashing petrol price to 300 per litre. Details in our business news segment with Oluwadamilola Oshungade.
Value in circulation has risen to 3.97 trillion naira at the end of May, representing an all-time high and a 1.07% increase over the previous month. The data released on the Central Bank of Nigeria website indicate that the currency in circulation has been rising constantly over the months from 3.92 trillion naira in April to 3.86 trillion naira in March. The currency in circulation has been increasing month on month despite the CBN monetary policy tightening, which has seen the benchmark interest rate set at 26.65%. In another development, the pump price of premium motor spirits should drop to about 300 naira per litre upon the commencement of massive production by the Dangote Petroleum Refinery and other indigenous producers. Operators of modular refineries have said. However, the operators pointed out that this would be achieved when the government ensures the provision of adequate crude oil to local refiners, stressing that refineries abroad were ripping off Nigeria. That was all on business news. Oluwadamilola Oshungade.
And business news wraps up Channel 12 News. Thank you for watching. Good evening.
More nutritious meals, more veggies, but we want it tasty and easy too. Knorr Cubes, that's the secret. Made with real ingredients like chicken, parsley, and garlic. And enriched with iron, so your meals are better for you and more delicious too. That's the cocoa. Let's give it some accolades. Change your world by changing what's on your plate.
It's hot. Have you seen the remote?
No, I haven't seen it.
How did you do that?
Newgate Exclusive Hotel and Event Center will have various rooms for lodging and accommodation, executive suites, double and single chalets. Come and have a 5-star experience in hospitality. We have a bar where we sell varieties of wines and drinks. Our restaurant is second to none with mouth-watering dishes, African cuisine, continental and local dishes, all at affordable prices. Our event space is suitable for all ceremonies, be it social or corporate. We'll have a big parking space and our environment is conducive for all. Our security is watertight and we have 24 hours power supply. We are located at Kwame Road, Abeokuta, Ogun State. You can reach us on 006-081-0672. Newgate Exclusive Hotel and Event Center, your sure bet in hospitality.